Hey everyone, I'm Amy and I'm here to show you how to make an emoji move. What you're going to do is you're going to go to this website called piscolapp.com. Most people call it Piscal, but the way you get to it is piscolapp.com. Once you're there, you're going to click on sign in. It's really important that you click on sign in and not create sprite. Sign in. So I'm going to click there. Now, if you've used Google before, it's going to ask you to log in with your Google account. So you should see your name there. If you don't, you need to click use another account and you'll type in your Google information. So I see mine and I'm going to click. So this is my gallery. I make a lot of stuff in Piscal, so you can see that there's lots of different things here. You probably won't have anything, and that's okay because we're going to make something right now. So then you're going to click on Create Sprite. This is our creation pane, and this is where we create all of our sprites. In Piscal, we call anything we create a sprite. You could also call it an animation. This dark gray just means that this is totally clear. It's totally see-through. This is your pen tool, and you notice when I hover there, it tells me what that tool does. We're mostly going to be sticking to the pen tool and the paint bucket tool and the eraser tool. Another thing is you can push the window button on your keyboard and you can do Z or you can do Control Z, and those are edit undo. Okay? These are other tools that we're going to get into as we go. So the first thing that we're going to do today is we are going to create an emoji that moves. It has to move, so we're not just drawing an emoji, it also has to move. So we're going to do a circle emoji, so I'm going to start right here with the circle tool, make sure my pen is the smallest one, get my circle tool, and I'm going to draw a circle. That is pretty easy, right? The next thing that I want to do is I want to do two eyes, so I'm going to have an eye here, and I'm going to have an eye here. And then most emojis have a mouth of some kind, so if yours is going to have a smiley mouth or a frowny mouth or a different kind of mouth, that's something for you to think about. All you'll do is just grab the pen tool and you're going to draw your mouth. Now emojis are what color? They're usually yellow, right? Unless they're angry or something. So we're going to click here. To choose a color, it's two things. You have to move the bar. So I've moved the bar. But do you see how this box is black right here? This is the color I've selected. I have to move the circle. So I'm right there. That's the color I want. And so I'm then going to click on the paint bucket tool. Click here to fill. There it is. Now I want the inside of the eye to be white, so I'm going to move there. And then I'm going to do a little bit of black. And I've made an emoji. This right here is my sample. If yours is really small for some reason, if you click on this button where it says full, do you see that? Yours might say 1x. If you click there and go to full, it'll make it nice and big. But this is basically the sample of my animation, my sneak preview. And right now nothing is moving because I haven't told it to. So these are our frames. Do you see where this says FPS? In animation, we talk about something called frames per second. A cartoon that you watch on TV usually has 12 frames per second. That means it has 12 individual pictures for every second of animation that you're seeing. If you're watching a Disney movie, it's usually 22 frames per second. So the more frames we have, usually the smoother the animation looks. So we can do two things here. We can add a new frame, and it's blank. Do you see how that's flashing? Yeah. The reason why it's flashing is it's going frame 1, which there's an emoji on, and frame 2, which there's nothing on. So it's going emoji, nothing, emoji, nothing, emoji, nothing. And when it does that, it flashes. Okay? I can speed it up to make it faster. I can slow it down to make it slower. That's my frames per second. Right now it's 5 frames per second. That's 19 frames per second. So I don't want a blank one because I don't want to have to redraw my emoji. So I'm going to hover here and I'm going to click on the garbage can. And now if I hover, do you see where this duplicate this frame pops up? Do you see that? I'm going to click there. So now nothing's happening because it's going frame 1, frame 2, frame 1, frame 2, but it's the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change something on frame 2. So in this case, I'm going to draw a tongue. Do you see how it's already changing? All right, there we go. So do you see how now my emoji sample is sticking out his tongue? I can do it really fast, but I feel like if I do it slower, it actually looks like he or she is sticking out his tongue. Now, once I'm all done, what I have to do is save. So Piskel does not automatically save for you. You know how Google saves for you automatically? Piskel does not. So you have to click right here, and it's going to save to your gallery. You can name it. I'm going to name it, oops. I'm going to name it Emoji. And then I'm just going to save it to my gallery. And that's where it is. Now it's all saved, everything's good to go, and that's all there is to creating an emoji that moves.